So today is April 3rd, 2015 Mountain Time because I live in Canada, and today I'm going to be talking about Scorpios because I am a Scorpio and how I got into astrology and how this all came about and how I'm sitting here making a video on YouTube bored. Okay, so a couple years ago my friend introduced me to astrology, and she's a Scorpio, so yeah, we share a lot in common. And yeah, so today I just want to talk a little bit about the Scorpio and what they're like and some of the traits and characteristics that Scorpios carry because I can relate to them. But yeah, so, well, I don't know, one of the most important traits that I noticed about all Scorpios is they're all intuitive. Okay, they can go just about anywhere and they can sit and watch people and they can understand how they're feeling. Okay, they can just, I don't know, just they have a good sense of how people are feeling and they can read them very clearly, like if they're angry or they're sad. And I don't know, every time I meet a friend, I know that we're going to be friends in the long run because I can read them. And I can read mostly, I'm not a sidekick or anything, but I can read people's intentions very well. That's probably why I don't last long in relationships. But anyway, they're very intuitive and they're very analytical. They can analyze really well. They make good detectives. They'll get down to it, to the nitty and gritty. Also, Scorpios are determined. They're very determined. They're hardworking. If they want something, they'll go out and get it. Like, they'll do anything, and if they put their mind to it, doesn't matter if it's school, careers, sports, any goal that they want, they will have to just work for it and they will succeed. So they often have pretty good careers if they put their mind to it. Also, they're very passionate about anything they do. They do it with passion, and it has to be done like a correct way. But also, Scorpios can be stubborn. I can be stubborn. Okay, most of the time I'm stubborn. I don't know. I sometimes argue with people over nonsense. But yeah, definitely stubborn. So is the Taurus. They're very stubborn as well. But most signs are to an extent. Also, I noticed that Scorpios think a lot. Pisces and Cancer and all Scorpios think a lot because they're water signs, and water signs are very deep. So they think all the time. Their emotions run deep. All water signs really have that emotion. And I know Scorpio is part of Mars and Pluto is the sign of sex. So often they think Scorpios are all about sex, but it's more an emotional, physical bond than just about that. And if they don't have that emotional bond, it won't last long. It has to be there. It has to be physical, it has to be emotional, it has to be all of it in order to last. But yeah, so they're passionate. Anything they do, they'll put their mind to it. They'll go and get it. And they're always thinking. My thoughts, they could be 1 minute in one area and the next minute off the radar. And half the time they're negative because I overthink. I overthink everything I do. 1 minute I'll be doing one thing and I'll be like, nope, this is wrong, because I'm always thinking negatively, and it's not a good thing about Scorpios. The thing about Scorpios is they also see, my favorite quote is, Scorpios see either black or white. Okay, there's no gray. They either like you or they hate you. And Scorpios don't get along with very many traits. Sadly, they don't get along with Libras, Aries, Geminis. Leos are off the radar. They don't get along with a lot of traits, which is unfortunate for the Scorpion. But they're a water sign, so their feelings are really deep and their emotions run dry sometimes on them. They're very they like to take revenge if they don't get their way, or if someone does something wrong. They won't forget it. They won't, if you do something wrong to Scorpio, they won't forget that you did it. They will literally remind you that you did it every day of your life that you fucked up. So don't do anything wrong. And Scorpios, they have a hard time trusting. And they don't trust you from the beginning. They're never going to trust you, ever. So that's not good. You want to always win Scorpio's trust. And it's hard because Scorpios, they don't trust anyone. They can be introverts. Okay, they have close friends, but they're not extremely popular or anything. But they'll go out with groups of people. So it all depends. Different decadents have and different signs, but all Scorpios' emotions run, even if they don't admit it. They do. They run, yeah. So now I'm going to move along to compatibility. Now, compatibility, Scorpios are compatible with Cancer. They're compatible with Pisces and other Scorpios, sometimes Virgos and Capricorns, but I don't have very many Capricorn friends that are close to me. Most of my friends are Scorpios, and well, two of my best friends are Scorpios, and then my other friends are Taurus. Okay, we argue, and I have family members who are Tauruses, and we don't get along very well. They always give, and they always want it their way. But Cancer is a good sign. Okay, Cancer and Scorpios, they connect, and the thing is Cancer, he's so built upon emotion and making things correct that sometimes it scares Scorpio off. I don't know, Cancer, they can be babies, can cry a lot, wah, wah. And Scorpio's like, chill out, stop your crying. But I don't know, it's been with one Cancer. Pisces also, their emotions run dry a lot on them, but they kind of hide it under the surface. They're not so visible. But when a Scorpio and a Pisces argue, it's like World War III, because they know how to get it under each other's skin. Just get angry and mad. But Scorpio and a Scorpio understand. I have girlfriends. I've never been with a Scorpio male, but I haven't thought of that. But Scorpio's friends, like, every time I have a problem, I always go to my Scorpio friends because they understand me so well and we connect above like any relationships. But also Scorpio and Scorpio relationships can go bad because they know how to get under each other's skin, because they know they have the same traits. So they know each other very well. But yeah, Cancer and Pisces are able to connect with Scorpio really well in the zodiac sign. They have a good connection, good communication, and that's what you need. They are able to trust each other, and Cancer and Pisces give Scorpio that protection, and they need protection. Scorpios are emotional, so they need protection. They need security in a relationship, or it just doesn't work. And when I talk about uncompatible signs like Libra's all over the place. They like to have fun. They're crazy wild, and they are just lenient. They're lenient people. They're nice. They're kind. They're open to new perspectives and doing new things, but they're just too lenient, and they're always all over the place. Scorpio finds it very difficult to control them, because Scorpios do control people at times. They can be manipulative, and I know that's a bad trait, and I don't want to admit it, but it's a bad trait, and Libras are all over the place. And Aries, I have a girlfriend, like I said, who's a Scorpio, and her boyfriend's an Aries, and they're total opposites. Scorpio and Aries, Scorpio and Taurus, same thing, total opposite ends of the pole, okay? And my girlfriend and her boyfriend, they fight all the time. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys fighting for? I'm like, are you serious? Stop fighting, stop arguing. But yeah, they're totally the total opposite ends of the pole. It's ridiculous. I'm like, wow, I can never stay in a relationship like this. But I know they have a good connection, an emotional one. So that's what keeps them together. But like a Scorpio, they are Pluto, sexual sign, and then on top of that, they're war sign, okay, because Mars, and they'll put out a war if they have to, if they want to fight in battle till the end. But yeah, for Libras, that's just unfortunate that they're wild animals. And Gemini is the same thing, because Gemini they always want to go out and party, okay? They don't, Pisces and Cancer are like, oh, Scorpio, come here. And then you'll get like a Gemini, and he's like, see you at the end of the night, okay, Scorpio, peace out. And same as a Virgo. I do have a Virgo friend, and we get along pretty well, because she's about perfection and doing things to the best of her ability. She's logical, so she puts in that logical part, and I put in that creativity, that power part, so things do get done. It can work. It can. I don't know much about Capricorns though. And then we move along to Gemini, and Geminis and Scorpios, they don't get along either. They'll have deep conversations, meaningful conversations. Geminis likes to talk to people. They like to get to know people. They're very open, okay? But I don't know. Something there is lacking. It doesn't last for very long. Even though they have a deep connection and they communicate specifically through eye contact. And another thing I haven't mentioned is eye contact. Scorpios, they have glazing eyes. You can tell when a person's a Scorpio because they will look at you and give you that weird look. And that's how they communicate mostly with people. That's why they're probably so analytical, because they can read eye contact. They can read the eyes. And you know, that's... eye contact is to the soul. So, reads people's minds very well. And, yeah. So, I don't know. I went out with one Gemini guy for a while, and I was bored because he never wanted to hang out. Scorpios like that protection, like I said, with Cancer, and they like to stay home most of the time with their significant other. I mean, they like to travel and go out and party and do those kinds of things, but majority of the time they like to just stay home. They don't care about all the fame. And see, Leos, which I'm going to get to, and Geminis, they're all about fame and ego, and Scorpio doesn't buy it. Scorpio hates being flattered. They don't want to be flattered. They don't care about the fame or who likes them or whatever. I mean, they have a soft heart, which is why most of the time they get walked over. Like, I know Leonardo DiCaprio didn't get married or hook up with anyone until he was a lot older. And I think partially the reason why a lot of Scorpios, not just him, but they don't find people when they're young because of their emotions. They let them run deep, and it causes conflict with, and it's hard to find someone who understands them. They need someone who really understands them in order to stay in a relationship. It's hard because they're hard work. I'm hard work. But yeah, they need someone who understands. If they can find someone, and I find that Virgo, when I was seeing Virgo, he understood me really well. And my Virgo friend understands me pretty well. Because they're logic. They think logic. They can think through what the Scorpio feels. They understand very well. But that didn't last. But yeah, also Cancer and Pisces can somewhat understand Scorpio pretty good too, and build that emotional, physical bond that they need and love, which Virgo can't. Virgo's not an emotional person. They won't show emotion, just like Leo or Gemini. They don't show emotion. Like, Leo will show emotion, but he's got this fierce emotion, this I'm better than you, I've got ego. And Scorpio doesn't like it. They don't like to be flattered. They don't like that, ooh, okay? They're just kind of gentle, kind, loyal, hard to trust people. And then when we move along to Leos, and anything with a cusp, which I'm recently on with, and those people are just, I hate Leos. I was in a relationship for 3 years with one, and let me tell you, it was hell. I was ready to fucking leave, but like, we stuck it through, and then at the end we still weren't compatible for one another. Those guys are about ego, and they love to be the center of attention, and I couldn't take it, so I had to leave. I was like, okay. But yeah, I don't know. Those are just some of the non-compatible signs with Scorpio. It doesn't work out between them. But like I said, Scorpio is prone trusting people. And if you break that trust, don't expect to get it back. They'll make you remember it for the rest of your life. Okay, they won't give up easily. They like answers. They want to know everything about a person. They like answers. They like to find out. They're explorative people. And they'll go to their widths to find out what someone's like and and they'll read them. And once they read them and they see, they'll try to be like, oh, well, you know, I'll try to hide it. But deep down inside, they know on that emotional level that that's always the person that the other person's going to be. that they can't change that person. But yeah, so trust is a big issue. But yeah, they're intuitive, and they'll take revenge if they have to. Unless they get a little older, when I'm starting to realize that revenge doesn't help any worth. Like, it doesn't do anything for the person. There's no worth out of it. So I control that. But it takes years to do, and it takes a Scorpio really to understand who they are and figure out who they are in order to control that revenge. And, you know, not take it out on people so often. And then another sign that I'm going to wrap it off with is Taurus. And I have a friend who's a Taurus, and me and her get along, but she pisses me off half the time. She's all about herself. But the thing is like, the thing about what I like about Taurus, and the reason why I can build around there, is because they are so, they said it in one way and they do it in one way. Just like the Virgo though, but the Virgo's more logical and Taurus is more fiercey, more bull. They're the bull, okay? So they're always, you know, but I like how they like to stay home and they don't like to go out and they don't like to be flattered, and they like things that are simple, and simple things in life are the best, right? But there's a lot of anger and they'll get into fucking arguments. But yeah, so that wraps it up. So next video I'm going to probably talk about Cancers and then go down the list. And yeah, so everyone have a happy Easter, because it is Easter long weekend for most people out there. But have a good April and see you soon.